Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Hope quarantine and staying at home is going as easy as it is for me. Actually, I thought that it would be much worse, but so far I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying spending time with my kids. I'm enjoying actually making slime with them and coloring and watching all the funny movies and reading with them. I'm actually enjoying picking up the phone and talking to people I haven't speak to in years and calling my family members, checking on them, checking my friends. So I hope that everyone is trying to find something just to do and turn it into positive. I even download a couple apps to learn new language. I downloaded an app that will give you a workout, 7-minute workout, just to move the blood running in our body. We need this. We need this to keep our immune system up and running. We need this to stay in shape and not feel depressed. But anyway, let me get to the point. Okay, so yesterday in the video I said China got us, not really even forget the virus, forget the coronavirus, that if there is a war tomorrow morning, all what the Chinese government need to do is just to shut down our medical supplies, since they control 80% of the medical supplies, not just to the USA, to Australia, to New Zealand, all Europe. They got us caved down. Okay, it's not about the virus anymore. It's what are the consequences? What are we learning? Okay, I have no doubt, okay, that in a 2, 3 weeks, there will be two lines at the restaurants, that people will be out at the mall shopping again, that the lines, the airlines and the traveling tickets will be skyrocketing and markets will rebound, whatever, life will go back to normal. There's no doubt about this. We're humans. We're good at that. We always overcome the obstacles, and just whenever we are going through our darkest moment, that there will be people shining out. There will be vaccination. There will be cure. The WHO just spoke about 20 different muscles and vaccinations are in developed around the world right now, 20 of them. So there's a lot of good news to share out like that. But what happened? What happened is, after the US and the Japanese have the trade in the 80s, okay, and now the US economy is moving up, the US the capitalism start giving up to the communism the control of our life basic needs, which is medical supplies and food. From George W. Bush, the father, to Bill Clinton. George W. Bush was a Republican, Bill Clinton a Democrat, George H. Bush, the son, Republican, and then you have Obama, the Democrat. All four president, and the reason why I'm saying Democrat, Republic, apparently it didn't make any difference who was in charge, but capitalism gave up to communism for the sake of making billions of dollars. Well, now don't get me wrong, I'm a capitalist. I love capitalism. I think that this is the best rule, just where people prosper and hardworking people get rewarded for their hard work. But sometimes too much capitalism plus corruption plus greed bring us to where we are today. No one, Europe is down in its knees begging Chinese government for medical supplies. We're not there yet at the US, but we know that they have 80% of our antibiotics, the antibiotics that you kids and my kids are taking. The same, by the way, in Australia and New Zealand, like I said, all over the world, they are all over the world like that. Now, I told you before, I didn't vote for Trump, and when he was talking about protectionism and every country for its own, and that the globalization is not really alive, where is the globalization? What globalization? Think about it. You can't even leave your home, whether your city, your state, and definitely you can't leave whichever country you're in right now. A little tiny virus was able to destroy globalization in under 2 weeks. And you know what? I'm not gonna say it's a conspiracy theory, the Chinese developed it, but here are the facts. The facts that the Chinese hid the virus. They hid the virus from November to January. We start knowing about the virus in January. If you remember when had the New Year, they have the New Year vacation, and China said, let's extend the New Year vacation one more week. Let's extend the New Year vacation till January 14th. Till January 14th, okay? They were talking that the virus, they were denying the virus translate from a human to human. You know what I know also? And you can Google everything I'm telling you, please go ahead and Google it. That according to the WHO, if they had shared with the world the virus 3 weeks earlier, 95% of the cases around the world would have been down now. 95% less. Only 3 weeks. You know, after they found about the virus, they had a huge gathering in Wuhan and people were sitting eating with each other. They knew about the virus. They allowed 5 million of their own people to travel across China and travel across the world after they verified, after the doctor who died in weird circumstances, whistleblower and said that the virus is transferring from human to human. They let them travel. So forget about who came up with the virus. Was this from a bat? Was this from a lab? Is this biochemical war? Forget about all this. Let's talk facts. They had the opportunity to share with the world and get everyone on board and control at early stages. They choose not to. And no one can say they didn't do it because they didn't have the capabilities, because now they are bragging about the capabilities. They have the technology, the robots that they are using to control the virus. So let's put this aside. Where are we today? When a country doesn't have its own food supplies, when a country doesn't have its own medical supplies, you lose your sovereignty. We're not independent. This is not why me and my friend in Australia and my friend in London and my friend in Germany and my friend in Brazil and my friend in India and my friend in Egypt are paying taxes to the government to do. I understand that the governments are there for the police. I understand that we're spending billions of dollars, trillions of dollars across the world for weapons, which right now, the theory of using a nuclear weapon is dead. Why would a country ever use a nuclear weapon when they can only send a little tiny virus across that will take down the whole economy of a country? Why would you spend a lot of money actually? My point from this video is time for the word. A lot of things will change from this virus. Life will go on. We will move on. Everything will go back to normal, but everyone will remember the day that when you needed toilet papers, you couldn't find it. Everyone will remember the day that we were under the mercy of the Chinese government, that if they would shut down our medical supplies, we're dead. Across the world. I'm not talking about the USA, I'm talking across the world. Governments need to start initiatives immediately across the world, tax breaks, subsidize, pay money. And instead of subsidizing the airline industry, okay, which, I mean, I really don't feel bad for them, man. They have been making so much money over the past few years. They keep, increasing their prices, increasing their fees on the bags and luggage and this. And I don't feel bad for them. When they made a lot of money, they didn't share with anyone. They got greedy, and now they are not making money. I don't see we should bail them out, actually. I say we take this money, get pharmaceutical companies, have zones, medical zones. Every country should have its own medical supplies. Every country should have its own food supplies. So no one can ever grab us by the balls again, like where we are today. And you know what? I'll say Trump figured it out. He was one of them. He was there. He have factories in China. He made a lot of money with them. Maybe that's why he was the one who could see it a little bit earlier, because he was one of them. That's why I didn't vote for him, because I know he was greedy, that he wanted to make money. He was a businessman. It's all about money. And now since he's in the White House, he knows the game. And I know he was very late in his response earlier, but I give him credit that he is very aggressive right now in cutting the red tape. And you know what? If Obama was the president, he would have been very aggressive earlier, but he wouldn't cut any red tapes. He would say, we have to go through the process. So either way, the way you look at it, I don't care. We're in crisis. This is it. One last thing. Please stay home. It's not worth it. 1 week, the curve is going up. All what we need to do for the curve is to level up and go down. And then we're back to our life. 1 damn week, stay home. Don't be stupid. Don't take risks. Don't feel healthy and say, I'm healthy, I don't care. It's gonna come not through you. It will go and kill other elderly people. That will cripple the economy, and you will be out of job. You asshole who refused to stay home. Be safe. Hopefully I have better news for you next time.